Hey guys, assalamu alaikum, it's me Talha. So I made this simple sketch of this classical facade design, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to model this facade design in Revit. But before I get started, I would like to suggest you check out my website learnrevitonline.com, where you can get my Revit advanced courses, as well as you can check out my Patreon, where you will find all my Revit project files. Anyway, let's get started. So here I'm in Revit, and as you can see I have already opened this project. If you want to follow along with this tutorial, you can get this project file from my Patreon, or you can download the reference images from my website cadnets.com for free. Anyway, I'm going to be using model in place to create this facade design. So first let's go to the front view, and I want to model on this face, and then we can just copy that to this face. So let's go to architecture and select model in place, and I'm going to select generic models here. Let's call it classical facade. Okay, and I will quickly change the visual style to hidden line so we can see this clearly. Now let's select the extrusion, and we first need to set the work plane. So let's click here set and select pick a plane, click OK, and just hover over the edge of this wall, and we are going to set the work plane on this face. Okay, I will just turn off this work plane. Now let's select the rectangle, and I will just draw a rectangle on this wall. And now let's use pick lines, and or we can just use the rectangle and give the offset here 0.5 meter, and just draw a rectangle. I will just hit spacebar to draw it inside the other rectangle. Perfect. Now let's delete this line, and we want to join these two. So first we need to split it. Just split this in the middle, and then we can use TR and just join that here and here as well. Now let's click finish and just orbit around a bit, and we can just use this handle and just attach that to this wall, and we can use this handle and just drag it until this face. Perfect. Now let's go back to the front view again, and we will create an arch here. So we are going to use the extrusion again. So the work plane is already set on this face, so we can just draw an arch here. It will be 1.6, and then just draw it until this window 1 meter, and then we can draw the same here as well, 1.6, then 1 meter, and let's change it to arc and draw an arc here. Let's change the radius of this arc. Let's make it 1.5. Perfect. Let's click finish, and we can now create the columns here. So let's go to the first floor and draw an extrusion again, and we want to create a circular column here, so it will be 0.2 meter. And let's click finish and go to 3D and just drag this to this floor here, and we can attach this to this extrusion here. Now let's go back to the first floor and move it here, and okay, we can just move this column from the middle and place it on this extrusion. As you can see, we cannot actually select the center of this column. So to snap the center of this column, we need to press SC on the keyboard, and then we can just hover over this circle. You can see it's highlighting the center point. Just click, then we can just place that here, and then let's move it 0.4. Perfect. Now let's create the other elements of this column. So again, select the extrusion, and we'll draw a circle from the middle here, 0.03 meter. Now we can just erase this part. So let's use pick lines and pick this circle and just split this circle and use TR and trim these lines. Now let's click finish and go back to 3D. So we got that extrusion here. Just drag this one also until this floor, and let's drag it to the top as well. Now let's go back to the first floor and we can just array this extrusion. So let's select that and use array and select radial. Now if you notice, the center of rotation is set on this extrusion, so let's change that. Let's go here, center of rotation, just click place, and we can hover over this circle and press SC to snap the center point of this extrusion. Just click, make sure last is selected here, then we can just create an array like this. Let's try 10. Then we can just select this extrusion and drag this rotation and just complete this circle here. Now we can increase the number of elements. Let's try 15 or maybe 18. Perfect. Now let's see that in 3D. See, we got this cool looking column here. Okay, I just noticed I did not drag this arch to this face here, face of this wall. Now it's perfect, and we got this cool looking column here as well. Now we want to create a sweep at the bottom of this column, so let's go to create, select sweep and use pick path and just pick the edge of this column. Just pick the edge here as well. So we got complete circle here. Now let's go to the left view and create the profile for the sweep. First click finish and then edit profile and draw a line here, 0.3 maybe, and then here 0.1, and then here we can draw an arc. So select arc and then draw a 0.5 meter arc here, and then draw a straight line 0.05, and then we can create another arc 0.05, and we can now create another line from here 0.15, and then create another arc 0.05, and then join the arc here and create something like this. So we have created this profile. Now we can click finish again, and you see we got this cool looking this column element here. Now I will just go back to the first floor and just move this column, just take it outside this wall. Perfect. Now we can just copy this column to this side as well. So let's select all, copy, or we can just try to mirror it from the middle of this window like so. Just click remove constraints. Perfect. Now let's copy all this to this face, and we can just resize these extrusions. But before that, I will just quickly assign the material parameter to these extrusions. So let's select both arch and this extrusion, then click here to assign a material parameter. Let's call it extrusion. Click OK, and let's assign the same material parameter to these columns as well. So let's select this extrusion, edit group, select the extrusion again, click here to assign the material parameter. We can use the same which we have just created. Now finish. Now let's select both of these sweeps and then assign the same material parameter. Perfect. And you will find that material parameter in the family types here. Now we can copy all this to this face here, but before that we need to detach the extrusion with the work plane. So to do that, we can just select the extrusion and select both of these extrusions, and then go here, edit work plane, and you just need to click dissociate, so we can freely move this and place it on this wall. Now let's click finish and go back to the first floor, select the extrusions as well as the columns, then copy and just copy from this corner and paste here. Perfect. Now go back to a 3D view and we can resize these extrusions. So go to the front view, edit in place, and first we will edit this extrusion. Just place it here, click finish, and let's select this arch, then edit extrusion, and we want to delete this and just drag this line here, and then we can draw a line 0.8, then we can draw from here as well, and then use arc, just create an arc here. Let's click finish and let's move this column. Okay, just orbit around and select that column. It's not visible, so we can change the visual style to wireframe and select this column and go to the front view and just move and place here. Perfect. Now we can work on this boundary wall here. So first let's select the wall, edit profile, go to the front view, change the visual style to hidden line, and let's use pick lines and give 0.6 offset here. Pick this line and then we can change the offset to 0.4 and click this door here, and let's just join this line here and use TR and trim this, and now we can give 0.3 meter from this wall here. Remove constraints and let's trim it and split in the middle and trim again. So we have created something like this, and we want to create the same on this door as well as this garage and the other door as well. So we'll just speed up this part. So I have created something like this. Now let's click finish, and if I orbit around, you see we got this, we got something like this. Now we'll just quickly move these doors. So we'll just go back to the front view again and move this garage door a little bit, try to take it to the center here as well as this door. Perfect. Now let's create a void on this wall. So go back to architecture, select model in place, generic models, and let's click OK. Select void forms, void extrusion, and set the work plane to this face of this wall. Now let's use rectangle and give 0.5 meter offset and draw a rectangle here. Just hit spacebar to draw inside this. Perfect. Let's click finish. Now let's click outside and select this void again and just drag it through this wall, and on this side we want to make it in the until the middle of this wall. So let's go to left view and drag it and make it until the middle of this wall. Here you can see it's snapping the mid of this wall. So just click and let's cut this void from this wall. So use cut geometry, select the void and then the wall. Perfect. So we created this void on this wall. Now we want to create the sweep in the middle of this void. So go to the front view, go to create, select sweep. The work plane is already set on this wall, so let's use sketch path and then draw a rectangle 0.2 meter and just draw a rectangle here like so. And let's create the profile. So first click finish and go to left view and edit profile and draw a circle 0.02. Perfect. Now just draw a line and then split the circle, then use TR and just trim this circle here. So this profile is looking like this. Now click finish and finish again, and there you go, we got this sweep here. Now we can just mirror this to the other side. So go to the front view, select this sweep and then mirror from the middle of this extrusion like so. And now let's create the sweep on this wall. So for that also we can go back to the front view and select the sweep again and select sketch path, then pick lines and give the offset 0.05 and just pick the edges of this wall. Perfect. So we have created the path like this. Now let's go to the top view to draw the profile. First click finish and then edit profile and draw a circle again 0.02, and then we can just draw a line here, split the circle and then trim. Perfect. Let's click finish, finish again, and there you go, we got this cool looking design here. Now let's assign the material parameter to this as well. Let's make a selection like this and then go here and create a new parameter. Let's call it sweep. Okay, and click finish model. There you go, we got this cool looking classical facade design in Revit. Now let's apply the material to these extrusions. So let's select this one, edit type, and we have the material parameter here. You will select a marble material. Let's copy this name, then click OK and select this one and edit type, paste the material name, click OK, and repeat the same with this sweep as well. Perfect. So that's how you can create the classical facade design in Revit. That's it for this video. I hope you have learned something new, so please make sure to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out my Revit advanced courses on my website learnrevitonline.com, and if you want to get this project file, you can get it from my Patreon along with other 40 plus Revit project files. All the links are in the description, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.